Hey guys, Tara here for Rev3 Games, and today I am hanging out with Anthony Birch, who you probably recognize from the internet. Now he's the lead writer at Gearbox on Borderlands 2, and today we're going to be checking out the fourth and final piece of DLC for this game. We've got Adam Fletcher playing right here behind the camera, who you cannot see. So
for the best.
Do well, Adam. So the name of this DLC is Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep.
Yes.
So she is the focus of this, I'm assuming.
To some extent, yeah. It's about her and the, spoilers, surviving 3 Vault Hunters from the main game, just sitting down and playing a game of D&D.
Okay.
And, not D&D, it's Bunkers and Badasses for bigger reasons. But yeah, we can check it out.
Yeah, let's hop right in.
The world is on the brink of going boom boom. This is our most desperate hour. Unless we make a stand here and now, we gonna die. Now. Roll for initiative!
What's initiative?
It says which order we attack in.
I punched the initiative.
What's going on? I wasn't paying attention.
Tina, why don't you start over?
Welcome, fine ladies, to your first session of the most coolest game in the world, Bunkers and Badasses! As your bunker master, I will be spinning today's tale of fantasy and...
Wait, why the hell are we playing this kid's game?
Oh, you know, maybe because... Shut the hell up, Morty!
Tina? She's right, though. Shut up.
Well, our vault hunting buddies beat the slamma-jamma out of that Hyperion informant downstairs. I thought we could play a game. Now, pick your characters. You got the Necromancer, the Commando, the Siren...
Siren. Dibs. My Siren's name is Brick, and she is the prettiest.
Tina, why don't we just start now and figure that out later?
Come on, girl. You know we gotta wait for Roland before we start.
Tina, Roland's... You know Roland's not coming, right? He's not here anymore.
Yeah, he's probably running late or something. We'll just start now. So, like I said... Roll for initiative, suckers!
So yeah, you're about to see that the entirety of the DLC actually takes place within this game of Bunkers and Badasses.
Oh, that is awesome.
This place used to be really nice until the handsome sorcerer...
And there's a rainbow.
Yep.
I say we head toward the town to investigate.
Our fans wanted that, so we gave them rainbows. Nobody actually wanted that.
I love it. I love that there's colorful flowers and rainbows and...
Well, you're about to get upset
Didn't
then.
you say the sorcerer messed up the town? Why would things be lovely?
Whoops. What I meant to say is, it's eternal night, and you hear spooky music, and the whole area kind of smells like butts and dead people.
This area kind of smells like...
So you're not going to be revisiting any of the same places then?
No, this is all new. Everything,
Okay.
the completely new environments. You're about to see some brand new enemies. This has more new enemies, more new environments. Maybe not more new environments, more new art assets and stuff like that than the other 3 DLCs literally combined.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So yeah, you fight skeletons.
Skelly-mens. Oh.
And you fight orcs and knights and you know all that kind of stuff. Any sort of fantasy cliche that you might enjoy fighting in video games, we've got. So yeah, what's kind of cool about this is that since Tina's narrating, we had the freedom to do a bunch of weird stuff like what you saw where suddenly day turns into night and stuff like that. Since you're not actually in a like quote unquote real environment, we can break the fourth wall over and over again, and since Tina's kind of kooky, we can have things that wouldn't normally make sense to have happen just happen in front of you. It was really kind of narratively liberating for the kind of stuff we wanted to do.
Mr.
So we're entering like a little bunker or something here?
You're entering the path to Flame Rock Refuge.
Okay.
And Tina decided you deserved a boss fight after all, so she gives you this really half-hearted, poorly thought out
Oh my,
boss
that
named Bunch of Pony Sense
I know
guy.
he's supposed to be scary, but it's so cute.
Oh, he's definitely not supposed to be scary. He's supposed to be what Tina thinks is scary, but she was just making it up as she went. Like, we could have actually made that guy really big and awesome and scary, and we thought it'd actually be funnier if, like, Tina is, since she's just making it up as it goes along, if he kind of stops a little bit.
Right, the road to Flame Rock Refuge is open. Go there. Go, go, go.
Again, sort of the benefit of having, you know, Tina be the DM rather than, like, Lilith or something. She can get away with having a midget skeleton come out with hair and sunglasses. I don't know why a skeleton would have hair, or, you know, but...
Because it's Tiny Tina.
Because it's Tiny Tina,
There needs to be no reason.
Yeah.
Do you think this DLC is going to be better for people who have been wanting like a really big challenge?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of the new enemies we have are even more challenging than the ones that came before. We've got a Circle of Slaughter that, in my opinion, is probably the best Circle of Slaughter. You know, just those sort of wave-based combats that have ever been in the series. And that one's all about like traps that just shoot out of the ground and try to kill you, and enemies that come out of nowhere. And it's sort of one of the things that we thought was cool about this DLC was again, responding to fan feedback, they're like, okay, Iridium's cool, but I have 99 of it and now I have nothing to spend it on. What the fuck do I do with this stuff? So we made these little altars that are in certain levels that if you spend 5 Iridium, you can get a speed boost or a health boost or an ammo boost or whatever. And we've got, you know, new vending machine, or sorry, not vending machines, slot machines, Tiny Tina slot machines that only take Iridium and all that kind of stuff.
So what is our goal here? We're on the first mission of the game, right?
Yeah, your goal is just to make it to town and figure out what you even need to do, what the plot of the D&D module is, essentially. And we're about to enter the main hub town in the game, Flame Rock Refuge, which is me just typing the words Fire, Stone, and Sanctuary into a thesaurus, and then choosing other words.
You've entered the town of Flame Rock Refuge. In the distance, you see the town's scouting blimps, always alert in case of battles and stuff. What you gonna do now?
Stop playing this game?
Let's talk to some townfolk.
A grand idea.
So one of the things we thought we did that was cool was we took every vending machine in the game, every respawn machine, took all the things that make Borderlands Borderlands, and then gave them this cool fantasy coat of paint. So Zed becomes an apothecary, Marcus sells missiles, magic missiles, rather than just ammo and all that stuff. And we've redone all the dialogue for them, so now they say different things.
Nice.
When you respawn, you'll have, you know, the Hyperion voice say that you should have spent a healing surge or whatever the hell.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that even this town has more of like a fantasy game to it.
These are the scouting zeppelins for the town that Tina mentioned when you first came in the place, and now he's going to blow them up just because Torg asked him to.
Sounds like a good enough reason.
Well done. You're now badass enough to survive the forest.
We're going to the forest now?
Yes. We are going to the forest to look for the queen. Yeah, we were talking, so, but yeah, it was the queen who used to run this village basically disappeared going into the forest because she wanted to find a spell to reverse the darkness that's, you know, blah, 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 end of the world, blah, blah, blah. And basically just trying to find the queen and bring her back.
Typical fantasy plot.
Yeah, exactly.
I just realized this is the first time we've met in person. You are very attractive!
Does he also say that if you're playing as a dude?
Yeah, he's bisexual.
Nice.
The ocean!
I don't know why, but I had a feeling.
Please get him out of our way.
Alright.
He just appreciates pretty
Okay,
wherever it
Mr.
comes
Torg,
from.
I banish you to the stocks.
The goal with him was always to kind of like give him that macho man exterior, but then make everything about his actual philosophies and personality very progressive
Yeah,
and nice.
I like that.
You will not survive the horrors of the forest on your own. I shall meet you inside and serve as a guide.
Yeah, so we're going to do a side quest now. One of the cool things about this DLC is that it didn't just give us an opportunity to like, hey, let's, you know, pay homage to and make fun of fantasy tropes, but it let us do the same thing for just basic nerd tropes. We've got a quest about how Mr. Torg is a really big, muscly-looking guy, and so Lilith thinks you can't really be a nerd, you're just being a fake geek guy to get attention. And we have a whole quest that's commenting on that.
Yes.
And then we've got a quest about like how every time a female in a fantasy game gets armor, it's a very specific, stupid, nonsensical kind of armor that's very slave Leia. And then we have this quest that's just about like, you know, if you're playing D&D with somebody, there's almost invariably like they run out of ideas for like a combat and they're like, okay, you have to solve a riddle, I guess?
Yeah.
And then this is that.
Teasers, you'll get a reward.
Well met, adventurers. I have a riddle for you. I am everyone and no one. Everywhere, nowhere. What do you call me?
Everybody roll your insight stat to see if you can solve that riddle.
I shall repeat the riddle. I am everyone and no one. Everywhere.
Brick, don't slam your dice onto the board. You broke Tina's figurine.
Whoops.
You won. Yay.
Does it ever sort of go back out and show like them sitting around the table playing the game, or are you just constantly in
You're
it?
sort of always in this world, but they constantly interact with the world in the ways that you kind of
So
just
what
saw
was
there.
the answer to the riddle?
I don't know.
Yeah, we've got quests about what it's like to roll a critical fail when you're just rolling to pick something up. And it's basically like having that sense of you never really leave the confines of the board, but you always are hopefully feeling the presence of the dudes playing. So yeah, now we're heading into the forest to find the queen, and we're gonna fight some bastard hard enemies.
You enter the forest of tranquility.
So not used to seeing green in
Yeah.
Borderlands, unless it's like poison.
Boring.
Well, speaking of.
Okay, good point. Dang, now I gotta come up with a better name for the forest.
It's weird. As you were saying that, Brick was saying the exact opposite thing.
Oh, really?
I love seeing green and I love seeing peaceful thing, and Brick is like tranquility is boring, so she changes it to make it more in line with what he wants.
Damn! I knew I shouldn't trust the trees.
Yeah, these tree ants basically, when they die, they release a bunch of electric little orbs that follow you.
Stumpy.
They've got little stumpy versions of themselves that just come at you, look adorable, and then die and make you like mildly sad, and you don't quite know why.
This is so cute.
Yeah, I didn't realize until today that they all have different hairstyles too. Like there's ones with like root mohawks. Yeah, there's a mohawk one. They're all pretty cute, and they're really they can't hurt you that much, so it's kind of like dark.
They just swat at you.
They come at you and they die, and you feel a little bit bad, but not that bad.
You find a jewel on the ground. Maybe the queen left it to mark her trail.
Then we should follow the jewels. They'll lead us right to her.
Yeah, what Big Lily Style said. Just stick to the main road and
So these guys are really interesting. These are pixies, and they are actually not an enemy, they're a frenemy, basically. If you can go up to one, get close, and hit the use button when you're looking at them, they become your friend and they start giving you buffs. But if you you shoot incorrectly and you hit them, then they hate you and they try to kill you. So right now Adam's trying to catch her.
Does she?
Yep,
Oh.
I think you got her.
So
Yep.
she never comes down to the ground.
No, she'll just sort of flit about like Tinkerbell, and you have to just sort of.
That
So
is
yeah,
cool.
now he's got a pretty big speed buff, I think, right now. No, oh, that's damage buff. And she will just every once in a while just hit you with a buff ray, and then you'll get some sort of bonus of some sort. And wherever there aren't tree ants, there are or pixies rather, like in the Dwarven Mines, we have these altars that have basically similar buffs but lasting a little bit longer. That you can so there's your speed buff. You can spend 5 iridium at like a health altar, and then you'll have amazing health regeneration. So especially in our like Circles of Slaughter, iridium now has a purpose where you're like, oh man, I really want to get a lot and go with my friends and sort of plan out how to use these altars to get across the maps better. Okay, so one of the things we're going to show you now that's actually pretty cool is we've got these new chests in the game. Like I was talking before about iridium sinks. So they're 20-sided die, two 20-sided die on these chests. And if you just try to open them normally, it'll just roll one of the die, and depending on what number you get, you'll get that quality level of loot. So if you get a 20, you'll get like very rare stuff. If you spend 5 iridium though, and roll 2 dice, then that doubles your chances, A. And B, if you get 2 20s, then I think you get a legendary weapon.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Adam's luck has not been great today, so 14, all right, that's middling. He got a 3 the other day, and it was really depressing. He got whites, all right.
Also, they add them when you roll 2.
No, when they roll 2, it takes the better of the 2.
I see.
Yummy's ghost black!
And we've got that Circle of Slaughter I was talking about earlier. That's actually got a repeatable badass mode that's almost kind of like raid boss difficulty of itself, because every enemy it spawns is a badass. But your reward for beating it, in addition to all the loot you get just from defeating badasses who drop better loot anyway, is you get a guaranteed purple item of some sort. So that's another good place to spend iridium and basically just run with your friends over and over. So these are the orcs. Like I was saying before, actually I don't know if I mentioned it before, but none of these enemies are reskins of existing Borderlands enemies. They all have their new AI, new animation rigs, new models, and all that stuff. One of the more interesting orcs I think we're about to meet, in addition to these suicide guys that just come at you with wooden barrels made of electricity, is that warlord. And what he just did there with that red AoE kind of thing that came out of his head is he can level up at will if he's not being engaged directly in combat. So when you come into a combat with him, you need to really quickly sort of focus him down and get rid of him, or else he will, as is the case now, go to basically skull level difficulty if it gets too high level for you. And Adam fucks up again! There should be a guy to your right, or maybe he's around that fence. There's a guy. Yeah, there's the orc Zerker. He's got 2 guns because Zerker. No, I don't think anything's happening here. Oh no!
This demo is over.
Fucked it up! Fired. Those warlords are especially good for co-op again, because basically it's just a lot easier to focus down a dude and draw aggro with a bunch of dudes. When it comes to single player, you can handle them, but they're basically like a boss fight. You need to be ready for a boss. He's just going to run from him because it's going to be kind of, more boring to just watch him try to beat that boss over and over. But what's cool is that, just like in the main game, our enemies hate each other. And orcs really don't like trees, and trees really don't like orcs. And they're both really
trees.
Yeah, they're great bullet sponges, both of these characters, so it's often a good strategy to just get them near one another and just sort of try to finish off whoever's left and get the XP for yourself. Oh, you set the tree on fire. That orc's totally going to win now.
Oh wow, this is a literal pool of blood.
Yeah. Fantasy. There's some, I mean, as much as people like to say that Borderlands is kind of a wacky anything goes kind of universe, like there's just some things you can't get away with generally.
Yeah.
So having this fantasy aspect and being able to say, fuck it, here's a pool of blood with fairies and trees in it
Yeah.
is something we've never really been able to do before.
And now you can.
Yeah, if you've ever really wanted to fight a tree while knee deep in blood, then A, seek mental help, and B, you'll like this DLC.
Oh no, and
you were
you're
dreaming
dying
of pixies.
in the pool of blood.
Oh, you got him, he's dead, you got it.
That thing has a mangled face.
Yeah.
Wasn't even close.
The idea was sort of to take kind of the Ents from Lord of the Rings, but make them, again, kind of Borderlandsy, which again means like, make them really ugly and unhappy looking and dangerous.
And put them in a pool of blood.
Yeah, because fuck it.
Uh-oh.
You're a disappointment to your family. Do it. Do it. Regain your honor.
Oh, there we go.
That's
I
my
love those
Fletcher.
moments.
Yeah. I'm sure Paul will. Oh yeah, so he accidentally aggroed the pixie, so now he's got to kill her. Friendship is hard.
You don't even get a wish when you kill her?
I wish I hadn't shot that pixie. And now you're best friends. So he's got health regen there. Pixies are really, really cool.
Oh, they regen your health too.
They cycle through a bunch of randomized buffs. So he got 2 health regens in a row. It could have been a health and a speed, or a speed and an ammo, or.
Awesome. What's your favorite part of this, hands down?
Oh boy. Gameplay-wise, I really love the magic spells, and I love the Temple of Slaughter. Narratively, it was really fun for me to write. Like, I'm assuming you've seen Dazed and Confused and Jackie Brown and stuff. Like, those movies to me, I love them because they're not really about like big, epic, important things happening. It's like dudes hanging out.
Yeah.
And I always really liked those kinds of movies or stories, and I always like writing them. But you generally don't get a chance to do that in a game like Borderlands, where it's about like big explosions and horrible things happening all the time. And this D&D campaign idea basically gave us that opportunity, because you've met Lilith and Brick and Mordecai and Tina, but every time you see them, it's because like, oh, the fate of the world's on the line and all this stuff, and they have to focus on that. This time around, they just get to hang out and talk and shoot the shit, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
Tina, we told you what happened to Bloodwing.
So anyway, she's so cute. Where is she?
Let's just play the game, all right?
One of the big things we wanted to do is make sure that, like, even though it's just a bunch of dudes sitting around playing a game of D&D, we didn't want it to feel like unimportant. So rather than, you know, just sort of pushing it aside or coming up with some arbitrary reason that this would help the resistance against Hyperion, we thought, well, what if the meta story that's going on at the table is that this entire game is actually Tina's way of dealing with the death of Roland.
Oh my
and
God.
then unintentionally it became, like you just heard her say, like, she's not even acknowledging that Roland's dead at the beginning. And she just said that she doesn't know where Bloodwing is, even though they told her specifically that Bloodwing is dead. She's just kind of pushing it to the back of her mind. Yeah, and what it actually ended up doing kind of unintentionally, just as we were working through, is that this whole DLC kind of thematically became about, like, kind of the good things about nerddom and nerd culture in video games. That, like, it's very easy to be the guys going like, oh, video games make us violent, or video games that are about killing people make you into a bad person. Why do you enjoy those kinds of games? This whole DLC is kind of about, like, how great it is to be able to sit down with 4 people and feel close to them just by killing virtual orcs, or, you know, how it can help you get through things. We've had a lot of emails from people being like, you know, I'm a stutterer and I was made fun of all my life, but then I played this game and you have a positive stuttering character and it made me feel better. We've had people say, I met my wife playing Borderlands and that kind of stuff.
Another dead end. Damn the luck.
I just remembered, this next fight won't work unless Roland's here. We should probably just take a break until Roland shows up.
Stop it. Roland's not.
Oh, I got an idea. The gatekeeper says...
More orcish scrolls.
Oh my God, I feel so sad for her.
That was kind of the goal, yeah. Because we originally had this, like, whole side mission where you're telling everybody that Roland's dead, and we had a part where you do it with Tina, and then she gets really sad, but we had to cut it for technical reasons. But then we released the audio anyway, and people were going, "Oh my God, this is so good! I don't like Tiny Tina and find her annoying, but if I'd heard this, I would have liked her more." Part of the goal with this was to maybe get some of the people who are on the fence about Tiny Tina to show that no, there is some more dimension to her, and she is capable of emotions other than just manic craziness and fun times.
Yeah. All right. that looks like a pretty good place to stop. You said this is coming out late June, right, Anthony?
Yeah, on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
Yeah, free with the season pass. And what's the minimum level you should be if you want to play this?
About 30. Just finish first playthrough and then you can jump into this.
All right, looks awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys, late June, get excited. It's like a month away.
Catch Borderlands fever.
This guy's excited.